Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. As always, I'm Sum.
And I'm Cody, and we are the duo who does more than just each other.
That's what you wanted me to wait for you to say.
I think each time we should try a new tagline, and then eventually when someone will be like, oh, I like that.
After I say, and this is Cody Sum, he's like, I have something to say. That was great. It was great. So I got us some Dunkin' to have today, not sponsoring the video.
Makes me homesick.
Maybe someday. We got our sugar-free lattes. If you don't know, Dunkin' has sugar-free syrup, so if you're trying to stay away from sugar, get one of these. Starbucks doesn't really have that. So
they have one.
They have one.
Sugar-free vanilla.
Yeah.
And it's not good. But my favorite is caramel, and you know, as I'm...
No, I know, they both don't have it.
Neither of them have sugar-free caramel.
I know. That's our go-to, is caramel lattes with almond milk. They're very sugary. So yeah, we're back. Delicious. So last time we were on here, we just got all this equipment, and we were about to go to a Ken doll party, which was really fun. It was Ken doll themed, and I think we rocked it.
We had these like crop top furs on that we got at EDC Vegas.
Yeah, if you've seen the movie, he has at one part, like the second half, he's wearing that big long pimp fur coat. Yeah. It has like the bandana and like kind of like rocker punk a little bit. So we were kind of going with that.
Yeah, we did like a sluttier version of that.
Yeah, because we figured everyone was going to come in preppy Ken, all this stuff. So we're like, let's do this. So people kind of got the reference.
The thing we saw the movie last night, really great, loved it. Yeah. And that was so funny is even our group of friends, I've heard no one say, let's wear pink. But
everyone does
Everybody wore pink.
Yeah. We got in the elevator to leave our apartment complex, and there was a guy in there, and he was like, are you guys going to the Barbie movie? You could just tell because of what we were wearing. But
no, just a normal.
Yeah, we just always wear pink. But it was good. It was definitely good. We're going to Europe in a week, and we're going to be gone for 30 days.
Yeah, I'm going to Turkey to get my veneers done. And then we are meeting in London. Mm-hmm. And then we are going to Rome.
Yeah.
And then we are taking a gay cruise out of Rome.
Around the Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on the cruise right now? Because I know we'll have to do a video once we're back on like what you thought of it, but you've never been on one.
I've been on a
cruise, but not a gay cruise.
Not a gay cruise.
Because there's so many misconceptions, not misconceptions, but like people have, their thoughts of like what goes on in a gay cruise. People are like, I could never party for 10 days like that. And stuff,
I think the thing I'm worried about the most is the cruise is stopping at a bunch of places I've never been.
Yeah.
And from being on cruises before, I remember like just being annoyed that I had to get off the ship and do stuff.
Yeah.
Like I like just being on the ship.
Yeah. The best part is just being on the ship.
All these places that we're stopping at, like Ibiza and stuff, I've never been and I want to see. And I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to manipulate my emotions and feelings to force myself to go do stuff.
Well, that's why I wanted to go on the Mediterranean one first, because there are places that we can't just go to on a whim. You are stopping in Europe, but a lot of the places, you're not seeing that country because you're just stopping at the port. Yeah. But for like Ibiza, we stop at 8:30 at night, and it doesn't leave until 8 p.m. the next day. So I know they do that so everyone can go get off the ship, party there, get a hotel if you want. We
probably won't even sleep, will
we? We might. I think we'll probably get a hotel reserved so that way we can go there at any time, get up and go to the beach all day, and then get back on the ship. That's kind of the...
If you get on the ship, like say we went out and party, could we go sleep on the ship and then get off again?
Yeah, you can get on and get off again as many times as you want.
On again, off again.
On again, off again. I'm going to get off a lot on that ship probably. I feel like people think it's a nonstop party and there's that option, but...
No one forces you to party. I force you to party sometimes.
You do. I'm usually the one that wants to go to bed, but...
And I think people think it's the other way around.
I know. I think people think I'm...
I'm not a really close friend.
I think people think I'm the party whore, and it's more you.
Yeah.
No, but so if you haven't been on a gay cruise, I think everyone should do it at least once. There are parties every night to go to, but there's a lot of other stuff to do. So that's why I'm super excited to go with you and my partner. I've never done it in a relationship. There's comedy shows every night. There's drag shows usually every night. There's usually one musical. There's always, every Atlantis cruise, they do a surprise performer. So like one time it was Todrick, one time it was what's the singer from No Doubt? Gwen Stefani. One time it was Jennifer Holliday. That was the one I went on, the one who originated
somebody at
Effie. Yeah, but everything's tailored to the gay community. So, and then there's always like an acrobatic show towards the end, which is really cool. So there will be nights where we go out and stay out all night, but then there will be other nights where I think we'll go to dinner. We'll probably go to a comedy show or something, or the drag show, go to like the late night, the late night performance, and then be in bed by midnight. And that way we'll be able to just get up and go get off the ship.
Well, you know, I can't really say much about it yet because I haven't been on one. But
I just wanted to know where your headspace is at for it. Yeah.
I mean, I've been on a cruise. I know I like days at sea. I know I love water slides and all that crap that comes along with it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed my 2 cruises that I went on, and it was during college with like my straight friends, and I had a blast. So I'm sure this is going to be even kind of an advanced experience. So.
Super advanced. Well, one of the topics that I thought was interesting that we didn't have a chance to dive into as much last time was the difference between like falling in love and growing in love. There's this account that I follow called the.holistic.psychologist, and she has a lot of little well-worded just Instagram posts that are just like short little bullet point. Read through that one, and I was just like, God, I wish that someone had kind of taught me more of this growing up. Just the difference. Just that falling in love is so easy, and everything after that is what's
I feel like all
hard.
our role models in life with that don't really understand that at this point, especially mine. Maybe my brother and his wife, but that's, you know.
Well, let me read.
Story. Well, just you saying that without going into detail, the first thing I think of is, you know, people love to ask you if you believe in soulmates. My perception on soulmates, who you are now is my soulmate. Yeah, but I think everything that happened in my life and every experience that I had, and the bad and the good, same with you, and the timing of all of it created us for like perfect for each other in that moment. There, every second before I met you, I like it wouldn't have worked out. Yeah, you know. Yeah. Well, I went through a lot to become the person that you met, and that's kind of how I look at it. So no, do I think we were like both born and destined for each other? No.
She talks about, and I'll just read them. Growing in love requires maturity and an understanding that 1, our partner can't always make us happy. 2, there will always be disappointment. We might often feel bored, and that the relationship must be nourished. I think I didn't used to understand that at all. Like that, just like that. Oh, it's okay to feel bored. It's okay to realize that we can't always make each other happy all the time, and you can't and I can't fulfill your needs 100% of the time.
And I honestly think,
and that's okay.
And I think that's something that I even realized before you, because there was a time where I remember feeling stressed if you were bored or not entertained. Yeah. Just like stressed that I felt stressed while I was relaxing and not being, and thinking in my head, oh, should I be doing something for him? Should I be doing something to make him laugh right now or make him whatever?
I felt the same. I remember when you moved, because you moved across the country to move in with me. I remember when we lived in the studio, I felt like that a lot. I was like, oh my God, like, is he bored? Like, and then the pandemic hit. I remember feeling that need as well to just like entertain the relationship. I would get anxious too if I felt like we just were bored. I guess, you know, that's okay. Yeah. We don't constantly have to be the ones entertaining each other.
Yeah. I think even until recently, we've finally just been like, fuck, like, let's just let each other be individuals. Yeah. And I don't think we were doing that consciously. It was very subconscious because we just wanted to like show each other how much we love each other. But it's like, okay, we can just do what we want and worry about ourselves in some moments.
Yeah. And that's why when we go out, I don't wander or don't feel jealous as much anymore, because it's okay to let you just go find excitement in something new and not feeling like that I need to be concerned that, oh, you're not getting that excitement from me constantly. Yeah. And that's okay.
And I think during our honeymoon phase, we were like, well, we're kind of codependent, but like we like that we are, and, you know, kind of use that.
We like that we were together all the time.
Yeah. And then it got to the point where it was like, no, like we still need to be individuals.
I thought about this recently because we would go out a lot, and I realized that I really do like to wander around. Like once we get there and I'm, socializing, I just like to wander off and see who else is at the party or see who's on the dance floor, just wander around, see if we can run into friends and just, or I like being a social butterfly and just meeting new people and just saying hi and starting a conversation. And there was a while where I felt like that annoyed you. Like I'd get a text from you, like, where are you? Like, why aren't you with me?
That was mostly happening during that time where I wasn't taking care of myself. My confidence was lower. So it was.
But you weren't doing anything wrong. Like
No.
It wasn't like you were starting a fight. I don't mean to say like you were causing a problem. Recently, I feel like you finally let go of that and we're just like, it's okay. And I think there was that concern of, if I let them wander off too far, then they're not going to come back to me. And I think that's where that jealousy and territorialness comes in a relationship of like, that my partner needs to be by my side all the time.
Yeah.
And you see that with other couples and they get super jealous when they're not around each other. If they didn't come back to you, then they were never yours to begin with.
Yeah.
And we don't own each other. And so you letting me just go wander off and be myself and be free makes me want to come back to you even more.
The only time that I get annoyed now is when you come up and you're like, my phone's at 2%, don't lose me, and then you run off. So then it's like, well, now I might not be able to find you if your phone's dead.
Okay, but like how often has it actually happened where my phone's dead and you can't find me? I think that's
Like
happened maybe
two or
like
three
two or three times
in the last 4 months.
No, in the last like maybe 2 years. So, that's not like a repetitive thing like every weekend. I love you even more so because you let me be me and let me go have my fun.
It's honestly something that I worked on because
that's what I'm saying. Like you grew. That's part of, I think, the growing in love part of you learning to let me have that. And I just wanted to bring that up because I feel like it's something that's one thing that I recognize that you did for me.
Yeah.
You let go of that need to have me by your side all the time and let me go be free. I don't know that's not the right way I want to put it. But,
I'm like a bird.
So one of the other things was growing in love means that I will need to self-reflect. There will be parts of me that need work. I can tolerate discomfort and periods where we aren't connected, and I will give and I will receive, and it won't always be equal. The I will give and I will receive always reminds me of Joey on Friends.
Yeah.
We will give and we will receive.
The word connected in that is a little triggering for me because even recently there was a moment where you're like, I don't feel connected with you. I don't feel connected with you. And you're getting so hung up on that word and that feeling.
Yeah.
But I was just like, in my head, I was like, well, we're not always going to be 100% connected all the time. But for some reason in that moment, you just expect it to be. So actually when you sent that to me like a month or so ago, and I was like, yeah, this bitch is sending you this because he knows this is how he was thinking.
But let's dissect that a little bit. So I think you can go through periods of not feeling connected, but in that moment when I brought it up to you, that was me saying, okay, we've gone a long enough time where I've felt like this that I want to bring it up because I want to do something about it. Yeah. I think that's my takeaway is that it's okay to still bring it up. Like, if you're feeling disconnected, like, let's talk about it. But knowing that, just because we're not feeling connected doesn't mean I should go self-sabotage or do something that's disrespectful for the relationship just because I'm not feeling connected for a few days.
Yeah. I don't know if you've noticed this. Like, I've always tried to, when you tell me stuff, work on myself, work on what you're telling me. But I feel like I do it way better since my parents' divorce.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I don't want to become my father because he's someone who doesn't work on himself literally at all.
Yeah.
And I think in the last, they've been divorced for not even a year. And I think in the last 6 months, the things that you've been saying have really been resonating with me. And I feel like I've been really fixing things quickly.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a whole part of my 2023 journey of making myself better for you and for myself.
Do you think that I have done the same for you?
Oh, I definitely do.
Oh, okay.
I still
just wanted to throw that out there.
But you've always been good at that.
Yeah.
But I think lately I've been better.
Yeah.
Than you.
I definitely I will say 100% that in the last you know, I don't know, 6 months or a year. I mean, let's just throw it out there. Like I've been in therapy for a couple years, like after my mom passed away, after I've gone through a couple breakups. Since doing the social media stuff, that takes a toll on our mental health. And I recognized that I needed to work on myself, and I put myself in therapy. And I feel like about 6 months ago, after the whole thing with your parents really set in and you wanted to process that, like you put yourself in therapy. And I think from both of us really working on ourselves, like that's where you're saying, like, I definitely noticed. Not that it's 100% like I'm right just because I feel a certain way, because that's not what it is either. Like just because you feel a certain way doesn't mean that you're right.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, you're not just like bossing me around telling me to do stuff. I'm taking what you're saying and I'm dissecting it and knowing what I'm responsible for,
and we're doing
what
it
I
together.
can do.
Yeah, and I try to do the same for you as well. And so that's where it says, like, I will need to self-reflect. And I feel like I believe that we've both really done that. And I know you've really, really done that in the last 6 months. And I recognize that and I see the difference. And
I feel much better.
You do. You seem much calmer.
Much better.
I mean, even like my sister.
I haven't even broken. I was breaking out all the time.
You were.
And I haven't had a zit in weeks.
My sister, my best friend Daniel, like they've all been like, you guys just seem like calmer and just like, I mean, we're still our rambunctious, goofy selves, but just like our auras are calmer. So then it says, you know, I will give and I will receive, and that it won't always be equal. It just sounds really weird to say. So I will top and I will bottom. It's not always going to be equal. You know, it's not always going to be 50-50. And I recognize now that there are days where I know you come home and I can tell, just put it in a percentage, like where it's like, okay, I think that he could probably give 20% right now and I'll make up the other 80 for the relationship.
Yeah.
And there are times where it's the opposite.
I do 80% of the house chores. You do 20%, but then you do like 80% of our business responsibilities and I do 20. And that's just kind of the roles we've taken, because those are the things that we prefer to do and the things that we are good at. I'm giving more in one area than you're giving more in another area than I am. And I think that's important to realize too. So you can't really, it's all about like not taking each other for granted and realizing the whole overall umbrella of what we're both doing for each other.
Umbrella, Ella, Ella, A. Yes, I agree. Growing in love is a beautiful process. It can be painful. It will challenge us and it will trigger old wounds. It will also allow us to build trust, security, safety, and joy-filled connections we've always wanted.
Before I met you, I had a very close, small group of like girlfriends, maybe one or two gay friends that were like, not like best friends, but friends. But now we have such an extensive group of people who I consider best friends. And I think that emulated from us just being happy and in love with each other and trusting each other and just living a life that we have no regrets on. And it just brought all these wonderful people to us and around us all the time. And we're constantly meeting new ones. You know, it's, I never thought I would have a life like this with so many wonderful people like around me all the time. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah. Falling in love is just the beginning of the process. Growing in love requires action, self-awareness, and maturity. So that's kind of where I want to end it. I've just, falling in love is easy. And I see people.
We did it really quick.
You know, and the next part takes work and like work on yourself. I don't know, but work on your damn self, because like it's just all going to bleed over into the relationship. And then I just feel like people are like, oh, problems are arising. Let me just move on to the next relationship. And then they're boy crazy about someone else. And just the same crap comes up, because no one's perfect. Everyone has flaws. Everyone has trauma. And until you work on that, I don't know.
Yeah. Love is supposed to be something that is easy and eases your mind. And, you know, if it's not easy, or you're not trying to figure out how to make it easier, it's probably not love. It's infatuation.
Everybody say love. So we're probably running out of time, so I'm just going to finish it up. So that was a fun talk about growing in love, because I'm more and more in love with you every day, and I love you so much. And I'm so grateful to be able to pursue this journey together and our mini adventures. And that's all I got today.
Yeah. Thanks for coming to listen to us again rant.
Yeah. So
If you liked my new tagline at the beginning, let me know. If not, we're going to keep trying a new one.
Yeah, and if you are enjoying our talks, definitely hit the like button, subscribe, let YouTube know that people like us and that you want us to keep coming back. And until next time, everybody, take care. Have a wonderful day. Okay, bye-bye.